It is Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. And I'm in Lombard, Illinois, the town I grew up in, the town I lived in. I dropped out my mother. And this is the site of my old elementary school. What the fuck is this now? Oh, it's an athletic center. I hate sports, but this is actually, by tearing down the elementary school, or any school for that matter, getting rid of it is an improvement. I don't even know if I could be as controversial and vulgar in this video as I was. I made a video, last time I made a video here was a new house in Nerton, and I feel kind of fucking rushed today because it's too fucking hot out, and I got the cat in the car, and I worry about the cat's safety. He should be all right though. It'll be uncomfortable in there for him, but it's not dangerous. Oh God. Yeah, I was bullied by a bunch of conformist pieces of fucking filth. Yeah, I went by college. This is a Saturday where I shouldn't be thinking about school. But because it's my last day in the Chicago area, I went by Columbine and I made a video. No, actually I didn't make a video by Columbine. I made a driving video going to Columbine. And then there's a memorial for, you know, the victims. Not Eric and Dylan though. Oh, they were monsters. They were cowards. You know, they were cowards for what they did. Well, how about the fucking pieces of trash who bullied them? And it really takes a lot of courage, you know, for a jock asshole, you know, especially when you get or either of them to beat the shit out of and torment one person. In my case was a couple. They were probably bullied at, probably even when they weren't with each other. Usually yeah, the bullies are the fucking cowards. Yeah, now things are so fascist, I gotta watch what I say about this. But now it's an athletic center. It's pretty bad. Well, I guess this is part of the park. It's pretty fucking pathetic when you say that athletic center is an improvement over having a school. They tore down the school. I think actually when I got in the middle school, they closed the school. It became the Ray Graham Association, which was a place for retarded people. And I hate to admit it, but I went to Ray Graham for work training. They were a lot nicer than Goodwill. I know I'm not retarded or Down syndrome. You know the PC way you're supposed to fucking put it. Retarded is not an offensive word, it's a legitimate word. People are so fucked up in this world that they're more focused on being a fucking snowflake and getting offended over every little thing instead of being offended about the real shit that's going on. The big thing I have to bring up is my 6th grade teacher, while I was being bullied by all that fucking filth, told me I brought it upon myself that I was bullied. Yeah, because I have Asperger's, you fucking cunt. I wish I had thought about... That's... Talk about the 11 words you can't say on TV. Cunt was the only one I didn't learn until I was an adult. Yes, so... let's see, what are the 11 words you can't say on TV? I think piss, shit, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. Oh, tits I didn't learn until I was in junior high, or middle school. Cocksucker, I believe that word was... I don't think I learned that word either until I was like in high school. So, God, it was shit, fuck, and piss. Piss I certainly heard before when I was growing up. Oh God, now I gotta watch what I say. There's people around me. Oh shit. Dedicated to the horrible memories I had of growing up, and they were fucking horrible. Shouldn't be thinking about school on an Saturday. Unfucking fortunate. I go back home today to St. Paul. It's pretty fucking hot. I had left the window open a smidgen. The cat will be okay. The video's only going to be a few minutes long. And we're in a pandemic of COVID. Lombard was not spared. Biggest catastrophe to hit the Chicago area in decades. Because the Chicago area has been spared all other catastrophes, including, like, they don't get hurt. We don't get, or there's no hurricanes there. There's no. There are tornadoes. No hurricanes, no earthquakes. The tornadoes, Plainfield, I'm sure was a bunch of fucking, it was a suburb of very uptight conservative fucks. I hate conservative snowflakes. They're the original snowflakes. You burn a flag and they fucking, you burn a flag and they need a safe space to run to. You take a knee during the NFL, they need a fucking safe space to run to. They're such thin-skinned little bitches, and they claim to believe in free speech. And what was the other ones? Like, they're Tucker. No, it wasn't Tucker Carlson. He's an asshole. Oh, Tucker Carlson and Ben Shapiro were bitching about Cardi B. My parents tried to shelter me from smut when I was growing up, and naughty words. Except they used the. Guess where I learned all my naughty words are? From my parents. They didn't teach me the word cunt, though. They certainly used the word fucking shit. They called me a little shit. So why the fuck should I be? I was thinking about my parents after saying shit about me all my life. And they didn't understand Asperger's, and my mother claimed she understood Asperger's, but... understands Asperger's. She was able to understand it. I had a credit card that was declined. I was really upset. I was pissed off. It's normal to have when you're on to have Asperger's. It's normal to have a meltdown when shit like that happens. And my mother just acted like a total fucking bitch. And she had a meltdown when I acted the way. But that's okay. And it was okay for her to swear at me. It was okay for my parents to use the word fuck and. My father did, at least, where I give credit was due, he did come by here to, at least, and the bullies were such brazen fucking filth, they were fucking harassing me right after school anyway, but when my father was there, they didn't fuck with me as much, but they still did from time to time. And as for my 6th grade teacher, I hope she croaked. I mean, what? It couldn't happen to a nicer person. She really fucking deserved it. I hope she's dead, that fucking cunt. I hope she got cancer, or colon cancer especially, because she was a piece of shit anyway. However, I said that even back in 2010, but that was before COVID. And I don't know what she deserves more, COVID or cancer, colon cancer. They're both very painful, but hey, you get COVID, I'm not getting my fucking vaccine anytime soon either. I don't trust these assholes. If I don't know if people get it and they don't have any problems, I might get it. It's already stabilizing with the COVID vaccine, where now there's starting to be a glut of vaccines available, and I think probably only about 1% of people are vaccinated. But I don't know what I would wish upon more in my 6th grade teacher. Getting COVID or colon cancer. As horrible as COVID is, if you get the advanced stages, I think it's usually if it's mixed with something else, though. You're on a respirator gasping for breath and you're in excruciating pain, but colon cancer is also excruciating pain. Cancer, at least with COVID, if you get really sick from it, at least you croak after a few days, you know? With cancer, you could be in agonizing pain for years, and you have chemotherapy, and that's fucking painful, and it makes you fucking puke, and oh god. Well, I'm so glad I have Asperger's, because I say what's on my mind in my videos. I almost forgot about this walking video. So that's why it's difficult to wish my 6th grade teacher to get COVID and croak from it, because if she had COVID, she'd only suffer for a few days. If she had colon cancer, with any luck, she would have suffered for years. She was up there in age, so I mean, she had, well, I think she had to be in her earlies, and her husband was a Republican piece of shit as well. He ran for, I don't know if it was a state house or Senate, or state congressperson, federal congressperson, or state office representative. But he said he was going to crack down on, because they lived out in Sycamore, which is just a little north of DeKalb, and her husband was going to crack down on Northern Illinois universities for smoking marijuana. Oh dear. Yes, the only good news is the fucking prick lost. The conservative snowflakes are worse than the social justice warrior fucks on college campuses, and actually from what I heard, I could be wrong, I could be misinformation. The social justice warriors have really simmered down over the years. They can't get anywhere with their bullshit, and they've turned so many people off. I hate snowflakes on the right. Well, these are your biggest fucking snowflakes. Although they're, you know, you call them a name, they'll beat the shit out of you. But they think they're entitled to everything. So this is my take on it. I'm glad the elementary schools, I'm just glad that building got torn down. As much as I hate sports, I'd prefer this over the fucking school. I don't even want to mention the fucking name of the school. I have to go through this fucking shit. And then the happiest years of my life was when I graduated high school, to when my parents moved to Florida. So I had to wait. So I have every right to fucking be full of fucking hatred. I have a PTSD from at least the symptoms of it, and the shit I fucking went through. So then my parents, in their fucking infinite wisdom, decided to move to Florida, which is a fucking cesspool of shit. So you take the layer of shit that I've gone through, which is bad enough, and then you move to Florida, and all the bullshit I went through got piled up on top of that. But I'm glad that, oh god, I'm running out of time. I didn't think I'd be able to do as much of a thought-provoking video on my last full day in the Chicago area. I do another video here? Probably not anytime soon, because I think I did a pretty good job today, all things considering. My final moments in Lombard before I go back home. Last time I made a driving video crossing from the Otta Evans, you can't call it parallel GPS. I didn't know we were on that line between Otta degrees west. I had no idea. My parents criticized me for being interested in the weather, being, well, if they didn't criticize me, maybe I could have been successful. Maybe I could have been a weatherman, but well, having to learn all that shit would have been a bitch. And unfortunately, the only successful people with Asperger's are the ones that have extremely narrow interest, not narrow interest. I have like several interest. And I don't know, something's up. I hope my 6th grade teacher actually got colon cancer instead of COVID, because suffering like agonizing pain for like that was too good for her. As far as I know, she didn't smoke. Lung cancer is worse than COVID. Well, I'm so glad I have Asperger's. I make the most interesting, thought-provoking videos in the world. Nobody makes more interesting videos than I do. And I say what's on my mind when I make them. If people don't like them, fuck them. But the people who do like it are the cool people. And those are the people who are my friends. I made a lot of Tron videos while I was harassed by a piece of fucking filth. But I'm out of time, so the only way to get a healing from all this shit is to say what's on my mind. So I don't give a fuck if there are those who can't handle what I have to say. They're not my friends. They think I'm supposed to be a fucking wuss and fucking... Well, I'm out of time. I don't have time to say anything anyway.